Well, good morning, my friends. Welcome to my channel, The Needlebug, and my name is Karen. And I'm so glad you found me today and that you have stopped by to come and visit and allow me into your home. Um, so I don't know how long this is going to be. Hard to tell. So grab yourself a drink, grab your stitching, and we will get started. What I plan on doing today is not my usual chat kind of thing or my usual, let's learn something new today. What I thought I'd do today is go through my current projects, of which there's a few, but there's not a terrible lot of them. I actually didn't count them. We'll have to count them as we go through. But I thought I would show you what I've been working on and also do a bit of a stitch it or ditch it because I have some here that I have not touched in a very long time. Um, there's a little bit of a glare, and I apologize for that. And as you can see out my windows here, it is a pretty yucky day here in Pennsylvania. It is cloudy, kind of sort of foggy and raining. Um, Fortunately for us, we're not getting the snow that some of you are getting. We're just on that edge of rain. Some people north of us are probably going to get accumulation of snow, but here where we are, it's supposed to just be rain today. It may turn icy tomorrow. So, God, I hope not, because this hair needs cut desperately bad. And if it's icy, she's going to cancel my appointment. So, gosh, I hope not. But it will be what it will be, and we will deal. So, let's look at what I've been stitching on since the first of the year. First up is the stocking that I've been working on for my daughter. It is a Heaven and Earth design. It's Sir Frederick Frosty, and this is what it will look like finished. So she picked it out. I'm going to do one for, I did the grandkids uh, 2 years, 2 years ago, or is it 3 years ago now? Anyway, the grandkids have theirs, and I decided that Jen and Adam needed stockings also. So this is the one Jenny picked, and this is the one I'm currently working on. So let's have a look. I don't remember where it was when you last saw this, but this is where we're at today. You can see, oops, gotta get the right hand here. You can see where I have a lot more of the hat done, which I think the last time you saw it, I was just pretty much starting that. And then over here, I'm working on that post that has the light on it. So that's coming along. And this is one of those, well, like all my full coverage stitching, sometimes I'm cross countrying, sometimes I'm going by columns. And what I decided to do now is you see some part threads. I think I'm going to go back to parking and working on the diagonal. Just the mood I'm in right now. I can't guarantee you that next time you see it, it will be done in that method. I could very well have changed my mind again. So you know me, it's stitched the way I want when I want. So that's Sir Frederick Frosty by Heaven and Earth. It's stitched on 20 count Ada cloth with DMC, all the called for colors. Yeah, I'm not changing colors on Heaven and Earth. Hate to tell you. Let's see. Next up is one I have not. These are in no particular order. These are just However, I had them in my work in progress drawer, and that's how they're coming out. This one I have not touched for a very, very long time. And the likelihood that it's at the same place of when you saw it, well, quite some time ago, is pretty great because I honestly, truth be told, can't remember when I stitched on it last. However, it's not a ditch. It is one I want to get back to at some point in time. So this is the I Stitch Burgundy band sampler. So I'm just gonna, okay. One of these days I will get used to doing this. I guess I need to do more of these videos. There we go. So it's done with the called for red Avera Soie silk. And I am still, oops, oh good Lord. I'm still at the same place I was the last time you saw it. I might have done a couple extra rows at the bottom, but probably not. So this one is not a ditch. This one I really would like to finish. I don't have that much more to do. Um, and I do have the spindle for it. So the other reason that I really do want to finish it. And it's being stitched with the Soie d'Alger, and it's number 2926. So it's that really nice, I don't know how good you could, well, it's a dreary day. So there you can kind of see it's that really, really gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous burgundy red. I love it. So that will get finished. I can't tell you when, but it will get finished at some point in time. So that's that. I am kind of sticking these back if they are in a project bag, just so I can keep stuff together. Okay, next one. And this is one, again, I have not touched. I honestly can't tell you when. It has not come out to play for since I fell down the full coverage rabbit hole. And I think the last time I was working on this was maybe a year or two before we had to lock down for the pandemic. And I started it when I was at a retreat in Ocean City, Maryland at Salty Yarns. And it's Anniversaries of the Heart sampler. And I have all the pieces. I wish I should get a bigger board here. I'm sorry about that. But I have all the pieces. This is, back up a little bit here. This is what I've done. I think I have four blocks completed. And I don't know. I don't know. I just can't bring myself to get it out and work on it. I just, as much as I love it, I absolutely do love it. It's a wonderful design, and I really do like it, but I just can't make up my mind whether it's a stitch or a ditch. So if you want to leave me a comment, here, there, let me fold it that way. Maybe that'll help. There we go. If you want to leave me a comment, stitch it or ditch it. You guys help me decide. because I really can't decide. I do like it. I really do like it. I think what I did is I got myself in that rut of just plain having too many projects going, and I have to find a way out of that. Um, I don't plan. I'm not doing the no new starts. I'm not in that, but I do not plan any new starts for this year because I really want to clean up some of what I have done. And as most of you already know, I'm not a stitch a small project person. It's kind of all or nothing. I get in way over my head sometimes. So, anniversaries of the heart, stitch it or ditch it. Help me decide. Or if I ditch it, pass it on. Because I don't want to just, I don't want to, I mean, it's stitched on 40 count something. It's a lakeside linen. It's 40 count. I want to say pecan butter, but I can't even tell you that for sure at this point in time because it's been so long. So help me decide on that one. Next one is a Ronnie Rowe. And this one is, golly geez, my big long threads here. This one is a finish it. This one I would like to finish. I'm well over halfway. And this is, do I have a picture in here? Let me see. Golly geez. This one you go. Yeah, here it is. This one is the Williamsburg, 1776. Okay. I have the top half done. And I'm working on the bottom part of it. And again, I apologize for the glare in the back. I need a bigger board to hold things up against. I'll find one of these days. Okay. So, I mean, I'm over halfway. I'm working on the bottom part. I don't know that I've showed you this one before, but this is definitely not a ditch. This is definitely a finish. And this is probably one of the pieces that is good to stitch on when you just need a break from the full coverage, because every now and again, I mean, okay, I fell down the full coverage rabbit hole, and that is by far my preferred thing to stitch right now. Could that change? Quite possibly so. But for right now, that's my preferred stitch. And when I need a break, this would be one that would come out to play. So this is not a ditch. This is, let's keep it and hang in there and carry on. Now, the one thing that I think deters me from working on this is I do not have it as a PDF. It's a paper chart. And let me tell you, folks, I'm sure most of you have already figured this out. But if you can't put it in Pattern Keeper, which I guess I could if I fiddled around and scanned it and did all that stuff. But if I can't put it in something digital to mark it up, I tend to shy away. Although I should try to put it in that markup RXP, that new app that, well, it's not new, but it's relatively new app that's for Windows and Android, not Windows. Well, I guess Windows, but it works on iOS and Androids. So I may fiddle with that and see if I can put it in there. Only trouble is, all this fiddling takes away my stitching time and my recording time. So, ah, the dilemmas that one has. So, next up, this one falls under the stitch and ditch or ditch. I'm leaning towards ditch. That's kind of where I'm headed. But this is one of the Hawk Run Hollow pieces, the houses of Hawk Run Hollow. Oops. Oh gosh. Here we go. Okay, I should just fold this and forget about this board because that's making me a little crazy. Okay. So let's just do this. Okay. So it's Houses of Hawk Run Hollow. I've done 4, 5. I'm working on the 6th one. And again, this puppy has not come out to play for a very, very, very long time. It's done on 40 count, one of the lakeside linens. Color, I honestly can't tell you. I don't remember. But it's one of the darker neutral colors. And I honestly don't remember what it is because it's been that long ago since I started it. And it's been even longer. Well, can't be even longer, but it's been quite a long time since I worked on it. So again, help me decide, stitch it or ditch it. I'm leaning towards ditching it, and if I ditch it, I will rehome it to someone who wants to finish it. So let me know. What do you guys think? That full coverage rabbit hole really did me in when it came to other things. This one, okay, Ymir, if you're watching this, my dear friend, and Kaylee Cross Stitch, if you're watching this, my dear friend, this is all the fault of you two. This is Legal High, and it's stitched 1/1, 36 count with Surfine, Avirosoie Surfine. And I'm doing it in a really dark green. But it's, yeah, that's too close. It's 1/1 on Surfine. So really, I don't have too far to go to the bottom. And this is an 8x10 board. So just for comparison's sake, no, it's 8.5 by 11. Just for comparison's sake, I'm almost to the bottom, and that's all the bigger it's going to be. So, Ymir, this is your fault. But I love it. I enjoy working on it. It's one of those things that I really got to use a good magnifier to work on. These eyes ain't getting any younger. So I really got to use a good magnifier to work on it, but I do enjoy it. And this is I will finish it. Now I also and I haven't decided yet. In addition to this green, I didn't bring it over here. I have some gold surfing that I may use at some spots for accents, like when it comes to maybe initials or dates or something of that effect, of just putting some little splashes of gold in there to make it pop. So that's this. I also haven't started it, but I'm thinking pretty seriously. And again, you notice none of these are smalls. They're all huge things. But I'm thinking about starting Death by Cross Stitch. I did have it started. Yes, I did. For those of you that know that, yes, I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with it. So it's going by the wayside. Um, yeah, I even restarted it thinking I would like, well, and I did like it better on 25 count with DMC over 1. However, I found a hole in the fabric. And yes, I could patch it, but it's not just one thread ripped, it's several threads ripped. It's at a very inconvenient place to have to pull a thread out and reweave things. And it's like, you know what? I got too many other things that I just as soon restarted on this 36 or 40 count with a really, really, really fine thread. So, Ymir, get a hold of me and tell me what my options are for your 12-stranded thread, because I'm thinking about that. So that's a keep. This one, I'm in love with this. I didn't think I would be, but this is also another good in the evening non-full coverage one. And if anybody has looked at my Facebook or my Instagram, you've seen this. And this is Pandemic. It's done on 25 count Victorian red Lugana, and I'm using DMC B5200 B5200 over 1. So this is a really, really fun stitch. Again, it's not too little. It's rather big. But yeah, I'm really loving working on this one. And I did quite a bit this month. Probably, yeah, I don't remember when you saw it last, but I might have done like from about here over in the last month, because I've used this fairly frequently in the stitching challenges on Survival of the Stitchiest. So I did get a fair amount of this done. I did tally up the numbers, but in all honesty, I forget. It might be somewhere around 3 or 4,000 stitches, because I think in total for the month of January, I had close to 12,000 stitches between full coverage and not non-full coverage pieces. So yeah, I was a busy little stitcher. Okay, let me see here. What else I have? Oh, this. I have a little bit done. I joined the By the Bay Needle Arts, Donna Bayless's Stitch Along, and I really don't think I have. Well, I started it over 1 on 25 count mushroom, but again, true to form, the Restart Queen has kind of jumped into action again. So I restarted it on 40 count mallow by Zweigert over two. Yeah, one strand of floss over two. And that's just as far as I got. So since this stitch along started in November, I have some catching up to do. But I will get there. This is a keeper. I'm not gonna, this is not a ditch. This is a keeper. Because I really, again, it's one that it is enjoyable to work on. And again, it's one that you don't I don't have a lot of color changes. The colors are kind of in a little blocks of colors. So yeah, this one will keep. And I need to get busy and play catch up. So this one I have touched a little bit this year since the first of the year. Um, the Christmas stockings kind of had me put this one aside a little bit, but I believe you all know what this one looks like. And let me find the picture. Oh, shoot. I do that every time in Pattern Keeper. Instead of getting the PDF, this one is in the library, and the version I'm doing is by Charting Creations, not the Heaven and Earth version. This is the graph that's put out by Charting Creations. So, and of course I make that go away. I have touched this a little bit this year, but again, like I said, the Christmas stockings have kind of taken over, but this is where we are. It's coming along. I'm really excited to get back to this. I really, really want to get back to this. So, yeah, the Christmas stockings are my focus. However, on occasion, for a day or two, I will pick up some of these other ones just to say, okay, you got a little love. I touched you. Um, oh, this one's almost embarrassing. But Adam, if you're watching this, I did start your stocking. However, your wife, hers, is taking priority. And after hers is finished, I will get back to yours. But Adam picked, Adam, by the way, is my son-in-law. Um, I'm sure you heard me brag about him often enough. Uh, but he picked Snowman by Heaven and Earth Design. So when I finished Sir Frederick Frosty for my daughter, I will work on Snowman for my son-in-law. And this one, in all honesty, I think is going to be go a lot quicker than Jenny's because it seems like from what I saw in the graph that there's a lot more solid type uh, stitching. It's not as confetti heavy as Frosty is, but we have a whopping probably about 200 stitches in. And other than to start this, yeah, there we go. Other than to start this, I really have not touched it. Like I said, my priority is to get Jen's finished, and then Adam's will become the focus piece after that. And my hope is to have them both finished and made into stockings before Christmas rolls around. So that means the fingers better get busy if we want to have that done. I did 2 in 1 year before, so I'm hoping I can do it again. Yeah, that one. Yeah, just a couple more. This one is, let me go back here and find you a picture. Here we go. The next one is called Spread Your Wings. There. Spread Your Wings by Heaven and Earth Designs. Um, I was working on this one before the library came out. But then, yeah, but then in the library came out. So this one got put to the side so that I could work on in the library. See how it just kind of snowballs. Just kind of snowballs. But this one has a good bit done on it. Let's see. There we go. It's all dark colors. Now you can see I was just, golly whiz, here. I was just starting to get into the back of her head. Okay. Since I started in the library and the stockings, I have not pulled this out. This is one I'm also undecided. I'm stitching it on 20 count, easy gridded fabric, 1 full cross over 1. So this one has, I'm kind of leaning towards the stitch or ditch side of things. So let me know what you think. I'm not sure. I love it. It's a pretty easy stitch. However, you saw the pile. And I really need to cut this pile down in some way because it's giving me anxiety of, oh my, all these projects, and are you ever going to get them done? So stitch it or ditch it. Help me decide. Spread your wings, Heaven and Earth Design. This one is, I do want to finish it. You've seen this one before. I may have touched it a little bit towards the end of last year, but probably, yeah, I know I did because my little koalas on it. Um, thank you, Carol. um, I have touched it a bit, but not much. But again, this is another one I was making for my daughter. Once Upon a Time by Heaven and Earth. It's one of the little vignettes out of the A Stitch in Time, the big A Stitch in Time. It's a quick stitch. Heaven only knows why they name these quick stitches. They ain't quick. Don't let the name fool you. Fool me. But it's a quick stitch. And that's how far I am. It has gotten a little bit of love, but not a lot. So that's where we're at. And it is also done on 20 count, easy grid, 1 over 1, full cross. I anymore am leaning, unless it's a size, a really big size issue, I'm leaning to stitching on 20 count, full cross, 1 over 1. For the simple reason that it's a lot easier on my eyes. Eyes aren't getting any younger, and it's you know, the like the 36 count 1/1 on Legal High. I love it. I love working on it. I need high magnification, and I cannot work on it for really, really long periods of time. I need to work on it a little bit and then put it away, and then maybe get it out somewhere down the road. But I can't do it for long periods of time because it's just makes my eyes too tired. And then when they get too tired, then they get itchy and they get watery and blurry, and geez, that's no fun either. And the last of the last. And this one I started, if you remember, let me think, several videos ago, back before I started the Hardanger lessons. I started English Cottage Garden. Let me find it here. Here it is. Oh, darn it, I did it again. Why do I always tap on the graph instead of hitting these little blocks to pull up the PDF? Okay. I started English. There we go. English Cottage Garden. There we go. Or is that way better? Well, you don't want to see that. Hold on. There we go. English Cottage Garden. And I started this, because I wanted something different to stitch that was bright and cheery, as opposed to so many large full coverage designs that I tend to pick that are so dark and can be depressing. So I wanted something light and cheery. Plus, I had it in my head that maybe there was another way of stitching that would help prevent the lines, and that was to still stitch on the diagonal, but instead of doing the lines 10 across, to kind of do it like when you do needlepoint and basket weave, is to just go one stitch down on a diagonal and then come back up on the diagonal and then one stitch down. So just working one stitch at a time on that diagonal. So, and again, this is on 25 counts. So if I decide to continue with this, let me get this kind of out of the way down here. If I decide to continue with this, I will probably change my mind and go with a 20 count, but this is how much I have done. And you're going, what's this all about? Well, a lot of people are using those, I forget what they're called, bobbies, to put their part threads on. And I happen to have a lot of bobbins for your sewing machine, bobbins. So I thought, well, heck, they're metal, they're magnetic. Why not, why not wrap your part threads around that and use a magnet on the back to hold it in place so it doesn't bob all over the place. So that's what I did. And it looks like one magnet will hold two of them, depending on how you place them. Plus, that way they're not dangling and getting in your way. And you can put them out of your way. So this is another undecided one. if I continue to stitch it, I am going to change the fabric. I am going to do it on a 20 count because, again, it is a big piece. It's 625 by 416. And we all know that Stitcher's Retreat was size-wise comparable, maybe a little bit bigger. And that one took me 5 years. Oh, gosh. 5 years. So we know this is going to take me at least that long. And, what are my eyes going to be like in 5 years? So questionable, quite questionable. So we'll see. So this is I'd really like to do it, but I'm undecided about doing it. Iffy. So it stays in the work in progress pile. And that, my friends, is all my work in progress. All the ones I have currently worked on, all the ones that I can't decide, should I stitch it or should I ditch it? So any of those that are stitch and ditch, help me decide. Put a note in the comments and help me decide. And if I decide to stitch them, I will be looking to rehome them. Now, rehoming would just be the actual piece. I have them all as PDFs, so I can't send the PDF along. And my thread, I do not have it as kits. I work out of a master set. So it would just be the piece of fabric with the stitching on it. So help me decide, stitch or ditch. So I think, that being said, that's about all I have today to talk about. And for something that I thought was not going to be a very long video, it ended up to be a little bit longer than I thought it would. But I want to thank you all for joining me today. I want to thank you all for allowing me into your home. I always forget about this, but if you see something here that you like and you want to keep coming back, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so that you know when I post a video or when I go live. I will probably, since the Hardanger sessions have now concluded, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for everyone that participated in that. It totally was a blast. We all had a wonderful time. It was wonderful to do. I enjoyed every minute of it, and I hope all of you did too. So I do want to thank all of you for that. So if you tick the bell, you will get notified of anytime I upload a video or anytime I go live. I will probably, now that those sessions are over, go live a bit more often, at least once a week. So since it's Thursday now, that live video session will probably be the beginning of next week sometime. So I look forward to talking with all of you at that point in time. And for now, I will say thank you for stopping by. Thank you for allowing me into your home, and stay healthy, stay happy, and enjoy your stitching journey. And I will see you next time.